This is Dan Max, the trading agent. This is a stock trading and recap channel that I wanted to share to the masses. In a probability game, there's no certainty. Here are my insights and predictions.
Hello, everybody. It is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the trading agent, here with a recap for Wednesday, November 17th. The year is flying by. Holy shit. Thanksgiving next week. Yeah, hopefully everyone's doing well. Just throw a few comments here at the beginning. I hope everyone is watching till the end. There are a ton of good nuggets in these videos. If you skip any of it, maybe try to go in order to maybe the symbols you're looking for, but I'm always dropping nuggets all the way through here. I apologize if these are longer than you want, but there's just too much information in the market. It could be slow about it. Yeah, scope out all the content on the channel too. I mean, if you subscribe, you'll get all the updates, but I'm doing back to basics series. I'm posting some of the plays that I'm looking at live, literally, and doing these recaps sometimes twice a day, depending if I have the time. So I would appreciate any subscribe or share with any of your friends. It really helps. But yeah, now that I'm done talking about that kind of stuff, let's get into it. Let's look at Bitcoin. So this is a big motherfucking head or cup and handle. We talked about potentially the handle could be choppy and sloppy. We are getting that. We broke out to new highs, and all we're doing is double bottoming. It looks like one bottom, two bottoms. I like these little indecision candles here. This looks like a nice doji yesterday. You can see it with the approximate wicks. I would use this 58,000 level as your stop, because if not, maybe it comes back to 53,000. I don't think Bitcoin has a lot of room down left. If it does, then everything's getting liquidated and your other stocks are going to get completely annihilated. Let's just keep that in mind. Let's move on to, let's start off with RIVN. I put out a live trade on this today. I said if we retest the 140 area, it is a screaming buy. You should have seen the action. We had it once and we retested it again. It is a buy. We are there now. I would buy it at 140, as I said, and stop at 135. Keep it really simple because it is a volatile stock. It is all over the place. Options came out on it today. I have a feeling the stupid money was loading puts into OPEX. They hopefully have a nice profit, or they were buying at the money. But there is a pop coming in this stock. I have a clairvoyant feeling that it will be. No diggity doubt. Let's get into Roblox, one of our best winning trades. Here is how it started, this nice little W, and here it is, up at the 618. We said look for the fibs as the extension highs. Once you get in the 120 range, please start selling some. For the love of fucking God, if you just made 50% or more in the last 6 days, please trim some. I'm not an all or nothing trader. I don't try to claim that I know where exact top will be or bottoms. We try to use probabilities. But one of the damn things we do is we take a motherfucking profits. Because if not, then Samuel L. Jackson takes my motherfucking profits, meaning AKA the market. Market will take your profits. Now, if you're long term, size appropriately. When I see a move like this, it looks pretty powerful. It could go up to the 2 times range in the 137. Yep, 137 range. If it gets there, great. But guess what? If you don't sell any and it turns into something like this, you just regret it. So play the probability. Straight line moves will get sold. They pull back. It's just the nature of the beast. Don't be greedy. Don't be an idiot. Just trade. You're trying to make money. The pros are trading and taking profits. If you're not taking profits, you're not a pro. You're just a retail buy and hold. And guess what? Buy and hold's great until it doesn't work, because if a bear market comes, all of your profits will be taken anyway at some point. So keep that in mind. Nothing is immune to a bear market if we get one. One day we will. EXPI, the company I work for, EXP, right at the downtrend. Not looking too hot here. It's just in a big basing pattern. If I had to draw it out as I had on my other computer, it just looks like a big ass base pattern. And it just anywhere it temporary gets below 40 and then it pops back. I mean, it did this in October. It's done this in OPEX during August. I don't have much conviction in down moves and up moves of any real size during OPEX at times, because usually they're usually inflection points if it's a blowout, or it's just chopping. It's a digestion period. It's the option makers really trying to squeeze out the volatility, kill all the buyers of calls and puts. And some weeks the market just does that, and OPEX is one of those weeks at times. The dollar make you holla. We talked about this channel, play it whatever direction it goes. Out of it, it broke out to the upside. Maybe it gets parabolic. Turkey's currency is blowing up. I mean, Aragon, their dictator, prime minister, head honcho, whatever you want to call it. People are buying dollar because they're scared of other currencies. That's usually how that goes. Looks like a W pattern, an ugly ass W pattern bottom, which, you know, let me draw it in here. I've had it on my other screens. Wu-Tang, motherfucker. Yeah. Woo. W patterns, one of my favorite bottoming and topping signals, as obviously a top would be an M. But yeah, they're powerful. Look for them. Double tops, retest, that kind of stuff. I mean, I always tell people the first mouse gets the trap, second one gets the cheese. You know, sometimes you miss out not being the first mouse and they get lucky, but most stocks retest, head and shoulders, some sort of W, something. That's the formation. If you can have the patience, sometimes it takes time. It literally can take months. But if you wait for the retest, and you're right, should scream higher afterwards. Let's go to the TLT. We talked about this hitting the blue upper zone. It was going to back off. Now we're back into this little blue circle. We filled the gap. Today's candle was pretty bullish. It was engulfing. The volume wasn't amazing, but it engulfed all of this lower action. It was, at worst, a dead cat bounce. Or bonds are going to be going much lower, aka the TLT higher. At this point, bonds don't really matter to me as much other than their volatility. We're still historically low. If you look at the monthly chart, people talk about rates going higher, and it's like, you guys are smoking crack. Because when I first started trading, this is where the TLT was, and it was much lower. Rates were at 5, 6, 7%, and we're now at still in 1s, 2s range, depending on the treasury yield. I mean, it's unreal how low rates are. The market loves low rates. Until that changes, don't get too excited. Again, velocity and change of the moves could mean something, but at this point, chop is nothing in the bond market. W pattern on the VIX, we talked about this, has to hold the 20-day. We had the pop, now we're holding. Maybe there is an explosion in the VIX coming next week, or maybe they're going to crush the VIX to end the week. Either way, let's get into the SPY, and maybe if you can see why you think, maybe you can predict the next move. Here's the top of the channel. Lower high, potentially. Notice how the VIX is at the 20-day lineup. Now, again, if the VIX pops, the market's going to drop. It's really that simple. Market can go up with a volatility index going up, but typically big moves in the VIX are followed by down moves. Just keep it simple. We did hit approximately a channel high. I look at the Qs more as the weaker index because it pinned out in this old pennant that is from multiple trends. And today's action wasn't that great. I mean, 400. I think I said yesterday, if you had the 400 range on the Qs and you wanted to short, go right ahead. I'm not into shorting just yet. I'm very tempted, but I'd rather be late than early with this kind of shit. I've seen tops go choppy, for example, like April. Oh, gosh. User error. Meh. We choppy. It can be like, it can be slightly a V, as you want to call it, but you can see this kind of shit too. You can just be a big chop zone, and if you're trading certain things, it doesn't really, some will be affected, some don't. So it's one of those things where if anyone who knew me know who when I called the top in COVID top, and they're like, how did you know that? Well, we can get into that to another time. That's the kind of shit that you can expect to be tops. If there's something in the news that's coming that no one's paying attention to that really is a big deal, that's different. And then right now, the only thing that I'm really worried about for the market would be the capital gains tax. That is literally the only thing that really could stop the market at this point, because the feds are still pumping tons of money in liquidity into the system. That's not going to slow down. It's got to find a home. Cash is trash. Everyone's getting into the market. That brings me to gold, because gold, like the Bitcoin, like commodities, if you don't know, I'm a monster commodity bull for the next probably 6 to 8 years, no doubt. Reminds me of when I started trading in the 2000s when tech went bonkers, topped, and then all that money went to commodities. That's for another time. Gold, downtrend, resistance zone in red, multiple trend line, confluence of stuff. Just needs to hold up. High and tight's good. It looks like it's going to go. Why does my mouse do that sometimes? If you can see what I see, I drew it on my 8-screen computer. It was a free money retest, aka Wu-Tang W bottom. You're going to get tired of me saying some of these things because until you learn what I'm seeing and see it as higher probabilities are the things that I focus on. W patterns are one of my favorite patterns. They're basically a double bottom, whatever you want to call it. They don't have to be perfectly symmetrical bottoms, but that's Wu-Tang-ish. That's a double bottom. Now we're up at the downtrend. Let's see what goes on from here. GDX. If you were following me or see the alert in the YouTube channel, we said this is a head and shoulders bottom. And if you retested 31 in this old trend line, I was screaming by those days. If you don't believe me, come to the Discord room. People will laugh at you and be like, yeah, that guy would not shut the fuck up about it. Because we had broken the primary downtrend and it was head and shoulder. And when we pulled back, the volume was absolute dirt. If gold's going higher, the miners are going higher first. And gold miners bottomed, and guess who followed? Over the 200-day, looks fine. I wish every day was an up move in every stock I owned that I was long, or down in a down move, but that's just not how it goes. Chopping up high and tight is good. Let's get into AG. This is one we recommended as a buy at the 50-day, 20-day convergence here after breaking out of the downtrend. If you bought it at 1250, it's in the 1350s. I think it gets to 200-day at some point. Probably gets higher than that if silver starts screaming. If you look at some of the positioning and the some of the reports by hedge funds, some of them are buying silver. Finally, maybe they can corner silver. Hunt Brothers would be proud. If you get that reference, you are older, like myself. X. Not really the prettiest formation today. We talked about holding the 20-day. Now it's at the 100-day. I'm in it because it's a W. I'm not really too worried about it. I know steel prices are screaming higher. There's not enough supply. They're not building, they can't pump out enough for this stuff. So just keep it real simple. I like it. If you have stops, trail them. If you're in the 20s, do what you got to do. Have a plan. Whatever you do, just have a plan. Don't be that guy who twiddles their thumbs and loses money and goes, oh, I'll just wait. AMD, we talked about this upper trend line in red. It is a short up here, I think, because it has gone on a monster move. I don't know why people tend to get so offended when you say short AMD, but I've said it before and been right, and sometimes I've been wrong. And guess what? When I'm right, I'm really right. And when I'm wrong, it usually just chops out and goes stupid nowhere. Well, this looks like a nice move. 100 to 155. You don't have to be a rocket surgeon to know that's 55% move. It's a nice amount of money. Please take some gains because this guy might be putting the short on at some point. I'll tell you guys if I do. And if I don't, I'll just acknowledge that I saw it and say, hey, my system is good for picking out the spots. It's good to go. Apple. Did not have time to do an alert on this, but what did I say? Wait for the head and shoulders top to be invalidated in red. Well, guess what? We got it. Now you're in. Look at the volume. This is another thing. This is why volume matters. People just don't understand volume. When you compress, and then break a downtrend, you want to see it with conviction. Conviction is volume. Volume is demand. If there is demand for a product, the price must rise to facilitate the market. If you want to buy it, you're going to have to pay up for it. It's really that simple. That is all what the fucking market is. It doesn't have to be that complicated. There's no RSI, MACD, stochastics. I don't need any of that dog shit because guess what? It just follows the motherfucking price. You trade long enough, you'll learn that. Keep it simple. MicroStrategy. This one was an ouchie. People who bought the breakout, you got the retest, literally, to the fucking T. Talked about this yesterday. Watch the video. Double check me. I'm not lying. I said, if we get back to this downtrend, don't be surprised. We got there. Well, now what? Well, if you bought the breakout and you made 150 points, you should have taken some gains. Now you can rebuy. I bless this. I like it as a rebuy because if you rebuy here after breaking the wedge, it's pretty simple. Just keep a tight stop because if you lose 10 points to make 150, that's a 15-to-1 return. Take those odds all day. Let's go to Vegas and fucking bet them because I will do it. Tesla, what did we say? 20-day moving average. Guess what? You got over it. Congratulations, bulls. Well, Just stay over it. That's all it has to be. It's really that simple. You want to see a retest? Again, I did not say I was going to short, but if you watch older videos, go back to, I don't know, first couple days of November, said I would be taking profits. I would be layering out. I would look for dips. Well, you fucking got them. It was a probability thing. It wasn't rocket science. Stock went from 550 to 1250. There's got to be gains that have to be taken by somebody. Money managers going to the end of the year are probably licking their chops going, I have a big fucking fat bonus. I'm going to take my Tesla off and let everyone else fucking eat shit for the rest of the year. That is possible. I know how that mindset works because I have been in the finance business off and on for the last 20 fucking years. If you had big gains and wanted your big bonuses and wanted to make sure you locked in your year performance and you own Tesla, you were taking some off. End of story. Only retail would just blindly hold, just hoping for 5,000, which if it ever does come, someone will find that clip and be like, oh, you said it would never get there. Well, maybe in 7 years, 20 years. I don't know. Maybe when a dollar buys you, and dollar and the penny are equal in buying terms now. Say, yeah, let's not even get there. PENN, I like it. 55, 56 area. We keep talking about it. It's OPEX. It's CHOPEX. It's probably bottoming. I'd love that I bought it at 56. I don't care that I'm down a point or two because all I need to see is this week to get over and pop. And my stop is 52. And if I lose a few points, this will not be the first time I've been wrong or lost money because trading is a probability game. You probably put the probabilities in your favor. You're not guaranteed anything. Anyone who guarantees you certainty, you tell them to go fuck themselves and you run away. And you run away completely. XOP, ooh, don't like it. We said the Fibonacci 50% needs to hold. We're below it. You should have stopped out. Keep it simple. Just high and tight needed to hold. It broke. So you're out. Can you rebuy or can you move on to something else? That's what I usually do. I don't need to sit around and watch something just break because if it's topping, it probably goes lower. I can always come back. Mr. VALE, we talked about this. Scott loves it, likes it. Maybe not loves it, but he likes it. I like all the volume down here, distribution. Let's premeditate the formation that we think's coming. Everybody knows what I'm about to draw. Wu Tang. Maybe one day the RZR will be watching this and he'll just give me a shout out on one of his albums. That would be cool. Or Method Man. I'll smoke a blunt with either one of them. They're cool guys. Maybe. Anyway, yeah, there's the W. Keep it simple. That's what we're looking for. If you see the 11s, mid 11s, take a shot at it. Put a stop on it. Put a stop on it. That's funny. Like put a ring on it. Beyonce, put a stop on it, so you don't lose money. Yeah, down channel, broken, 50-day, 20-day pass. Another silver miner. We like it, making higher highs, higher lows. Looks perfectly fine to me. Let's end it on Exxon Mobil because that's the big dog in the oil patch. It's holding up, so maybe the XOP does hold up, but Exxon Mobil is the Tesla of oil. If that's worth anything, that's just legitimate what it is. It's the big dog. It moves the market. Exxon Mobil. Never forget that. It's the only stock that's been around that has survived the last 120 years of trading, either on its own or not gone out of business. A lot of companies come and go or get bought out, but these guys have stayed independent. Pretty fucking amazing. Let's just say that that's impressive because they're the only one. They are the Highlander. They can only be one. All right, well, that's it for Wednesday. Come to the Discord room. The description and the link is in the chat below. If you're not a subscriber and you've gotten this far and you think that the content is worth something, I would say subscribe, but go to back to the basics. See if that's even helpful. I mean, again, this channel is going to be meant for others. It's not for me. I don't need to talk to myself for 20 minutes about this stuff. My goal is to help the people that are always asking me, what is going on? Well, guess what? Those people have facilitated me doing something for you. And you get to be the benefit of it. So if you're beginning trading, newer to trading, been trading your whole life and just still don't know what the fuck is going on, guess what? I'm here. I'm here to help. People in the Discord room are here to help. There's a lot to learn. If you think you know everything, well, guess what? I've been doing this 20 years and I still act humble. I still don't know everything. I still have stops. I still play probabilities. I still expect to be wrong. That's how simple it is. And if you notice my charts, I got money flow, volume at price, and historic volatility. None of this bullshit stochastic crap that TradingView and all these other websites really want you to buy and spend money on. Don't waste your time. Dan Max, EXP Realty, aka the trading agent, here for you. If you got a question, drop it in a comment, stop by the Discord room, stop being so damn shy. Peace.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you like the content. Also smash the like button, share with your friends, and add a comment. If there's a topic or stock you'd like me to give you insight about, let me know in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer your question. Thanks.